So bear with me for this intro clip for just a few seconds because there's something really interesting happening here that the game is not showing us. Hitbox stacking glitches have been well documented when it comes to Gunlance in Monster Hunter World, and that's no secret. Glitch Lance, Lag Lance, and now Meowcano have all been used to push endgame speedrunning to its absolute maximum, but there are still some interactions that haven't been explored, like this one. So let's break down what we see on screen. We are fighting the Arena 1 Pookie with two SNSs. We do some Slinger bursts, and there's a couple flashes of 17 damage, and when Luigi starts his perfect rush, we see another flash of 17s, and then Pookie instantly dies. But the numbers we see on screen don't correlate to Pookie's health in-game. If we were to add up all the screen damage from both players, you would see that we only do 336 damage when we know that Pookie has close to 3,000 health. So let's watch it again but look behind the scenes really quickly. With our overlay turned on, we can see that Arena 1 Pookie has 2,968 health, and up to this frame right before the kill, Cythereus and Luigi have done a combined 1,064 damage. Even though again, counting on screen, you would only see 336 damage. Once Luigi begins his perfect rush, we can see the initial 28 damage followed by what I could count as 19 instances of 17 damage from the pods activating, but when we add this up, that's only 883 damage in total, when we need 1,905 damage. So how did we kill Pookie? Well, this is because the game is actually lying to us. We can see that there are 6 Thorn Pods on Pookie's face in this instance, but what if I told you there's actually 255 Thorn Pods? Proving this is a little difficult, so stick around for some fun math. Let's go ahead and put some health thresholds up on screen for each of the Slinger bursts and the final hit. We can see that before we begin using our Slinger burst, Pookie's health is down to 2,807. Luigi's first burst does 13 damage and adds 3 Thorn Pods onto the face. Cythereus' burst, let's call it the second burst, does 64 damage, which works out to be the 13 damage initially from the shot and 3 instances of 17 damage. The third burst then from Luigi deals 98 damage, and we can see on screen that we deal 13 and then 5 instances of 17 damage. And now here's where things get weird. The fourth burst from Cythereus does 727 damage, dropping Pookie's HP from 2,632 to 1,905. If we use this same logic and subtract 13 and then divide by 17, we can see that he activated 42 pods on Pookie's face. But how do we even get 42 pods on Pookie's face? You would think that because the Slinger Burst adds 3 pods and we used it 4 times, there would only be 12 pods in total. Well, it turns out that each time we trigger a Thorn Pod's hitbox, we're creating 3 additional Thorn Pods, and this adds up really quickly. Let's look back at this second burst. Cythereus hits 3 17s and a 13, but what if each instance added 3 Thorn Pods? That would bring our total to 12 pods created along with the 3 from the first burst, 15 in total on the face. Now on the third burst, Luigi hits 13 and 5 17s, meaning that we would be adding 18 pods, right? Well, the 18 pods added with the 15 already there only bring us to a total of 33 pods. But we know that Cythereus activates 42 pods on what would be the fourth burst, so this doesn't add up again. Well, we already know that the game is lying to us about what we see on screen, so what if Luigi only hit 5 of the 15 pods, but all 15 were still duplicated in the second burst? Meaning his Slinger burst that shoots 3 pods only hit with 1 of the 3, but duplicated all 3. Redoing the math, we would see that this brings us to 48 pods added with the previous 15 still there. A new total of 63 pods created from the third burst. Now, Cythereus' fourth burst hits 42 pods, and what's 2/3 of 63? You guessed it, 42. Meaning that Cythereus missed 1 of the Thorn Pods in his Slinger burst, but all 3 duplicated on the 63 pods already present. We were stuck on this for a while, but accounting for the misses and assuming that the pods still duplicate is the only way the damage that takes place on the fourth burst and Luigi's final hit would properly add up based on what we see in the overlay. So the fourth burst brings our new addition of 192 pods created, giving us a grand total of 255 pods on Pookie's face. So instead of Pookie's face looking like this, it should look like this. With a single swing, Luigi activates 255 pods, each dealing 17 damage. A whopping 4,335 damage when we only need 1,905, instantly killing Pookie Pookie. At the end of the day, this exploit doesn't seem to have any applications outside of low-rank hunts. It's only capable of dealing a few thousand damage in this run and would not be competitive outside of this arena, but trying to solve this mystery reminded me that even though Monster Hunter World is creeping up on being 7 years old, there are still things to discover in this game, which is honestly really refreshing. Speaking of things to discover, let me leave you with this clip from Acolyte, where they stumbled upon another hitbox glitch about a year ago that we still haven't been able to recreate.